Good evening, my friends, and welcome to episode 1 of something a little different. So we are sticking with the myst-like genre. We're doing a detective game this time, and it's Nancy Drew, The Curse of the Black Manor. Now, Nancy Drew as a character is something that sort of passed me by throughout my whole life, partly because I'm like fully not the demographic for that kind of young adult book. Primarily because I'm English, of course, and so we always had young Sherlock Holmes and Enid Blyton for our investigative young adult novels, and so Nancy Drew was just not ever really terribly popular in the UK. But a long-time viewer of the channel, Keemasuck, recommended me the Nancy Drew games, and I was doing a little bit of a looking into them, and they are wildly popular. There's like 35 games in this series or something, which is absolutely crazy, right? So we're going to start with Curse of the Black Manor. I've been told it's a good entry point if you don't know anything about Nancy Drew as a character. As I say, I only really know that she's a detective and she's young. I think she's like a teenage detective. And that's really all I know. But I know that the Curse of the Black Manor is also set in the UK. So hopefully it'll be a good launch point for us and a good introduction to this series. Let's go check it out.
Welcome to my latest case, The Curse of Blackmoor Manor. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Gameplay Overview.
Probably we're going Senior Detective, right?
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England.
Jolly old
now
England.
I'm not so sure about the jolly part. That's because I'm on my way to Blackmoor Manor, where the daughter of one of our neighbors is living. The daughter, whose name is Linda, recently married Hugh Penvellyn, a British diplomat. Hugh travels a lot, so the only people at the manor with Linda are Hugh's aunt, Mrs. Drake, and Hugh's 12-year-old daughter, Jane. The thing is, ever since Linda moved into the manor, her health has gone downhill. She's practically bedridden, and no one seems to know why. Her mother is convinced something is terribly wrong and wants me to find out what. So here I am, about to be dropped off at a huge centuries-old mansion in the middle of a dark, foggy moor. I can't tell whether the butterflies in my stomach are because I'm excited or just a tad creeped out. Talk to you soon. I hope. Nancy.
Night, miss. Good luck.
Good night, miss. Mary Poppins! Oh, that's such a good accent. Dick Van Dyke's Bert accent in Mary Poppins is just absolutely classic. And it's kind of become a real, like, I think a lot of people saw that performance. Ooh.
Who's there? Hello?
I think a lot of people are familiar with that Mary Poppins performance and kind of take that as like a default London accent. Bloody hell! It's the Hound of the Baskervilles!
Where, child?
Over there! I mean, something was out there.
Come in. I'm Mrs. Drake. I take it you are Nancy Drew?
Yes, and I really did see something, Mrs. Drake. I heard something, too.
Oh, people are always seeing and hearing things on the moor at night, especially you Americans.
Ooh.
Why don't you just go on up to your room? It's the one with the moon on the door.
I'd like to see Linda, if I could.
I'm afraid Linda is, not quite ready to meet with you just now. But please, come see me after you've unpacked. I'll be in the conservatory.
All right, thank you.
Okay, here we are. Right, okay, so the magnifying glass is your default cursor, but it will light up when it's ready. Okay, so we are in our room right now.
Wonder what goes there. Something fits in here, but what?
Wait, how do we
in
back
here,
up?
But what?
Ah, right, okay. There is arrow at the bottom of the screen. Our phone. Welcome to River Heights Wireless. To make a call, enter the phone number and press phone. Or we can go on the World Wide Web. No email service abroad. Dear valued customer, just a reminder that your current phone plan does not allow for the sending or receiving of emails outside the continental United States. Hopefully, RIP Alaska and Hawaii, right? Hopefully, your decision not to upgrade to a more flexible, albeit somewhat more expensive plan has not caused you too much inconvenience. Sincerely, customer service. Fleecem Phone Company. That's brilliant. Well, you're off to England, and we're off to sailing camp. Hopefully this will be the year Bess and I win the regatta, instead of those snobby Maxwell twins. Bess thinks they should be disqualified for being too tan and setting a bad example for the younger campers when it comes to skincare, but I don't think the camp's director's going to buy it. Anyway, no digital devices allowed, so cheerio, pip pip, and we'll talk to you when we get back. George and Bess. And a hearty congratulations from Frank and Joe. Congrats on your Great Britain gig. We'll be thinking of you while we help our neighbour, Mr. Berghoff, install his brand new satellite dish and big screen television. Hopefully our unselfish act of kindness will help him forget all those petunias we trampled whilst chasing fly balls into his yard, and will compel him to invite us over once in a while, like whenever a major sports event is on. Good luck cracking the case. Frank and Joe. Now we also had internet browser, but... oh, we can search things using the internet. Sure, Blackmoor Manor, why not? Built in the 12th century by a warrior named Randolph the Red, Blackmoor Manor is one of the oldest residences in England. Randolph and his descendants came to be known by the ancient name for the area surrounding Blackmoor, Penvillin. The Penvillins have inhabited the manor ever since it was built. It was abandoned in 1650 after its owner was executed for witchcraft, but by 1715 the Penvillins had moved back into the manor and re-established themselves as a respectable, wealthy family, a reputation which remains to this day. Okay, and directory, home, Mrs. Petrov and Ned Nickerson. So can we just call any of these guys? Let's call home. Why not? Home. No, home. Thank you.
This is the Drew residence. Please leave a message at the beep.
Hi, Hannah. Bye, Hannah.
Jolly good. Right. Let's unpack. Oh, right. It automatically moves you as you go to the edge of the screen. Wait, I think I saw a menu option for that. Hang on a second.
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old
Yeah, let's turn
England.
auto move off. That would be probably quite nice. Gemini, Cassiopeia, Hercules, Corvus, and Ursa Major. This is the Aquinoctum Vernum. Ah, I see. It's kind of nice in a way, right? Because one of the things which can be a problem with point and click games is as you turn, you can't really necessarily always feel how far you're turning, and usually in square rooms that's not a problem, but if you end up in like a pentagonal room like many of the rooms in Riven, that can be quite disorienting.
A tripod. For a camera, maybe?
Looks more like a telescope, or a sextant, to be honest. But maybe. We've got some bits on the nightstand. Cook and Hugh. Hello, Hugh.
I'm sorry, I cannot take your call right now. Either leave me a message at the embassy or call me back later. Thank you.
Hugh's a busy man. He's a diplomat. Okay. Got a couple of funky papyrus there. A massive mural of... part of me wants to say Elijah riding a flaming chariot. Could be Apollo? Like... I don't know. My Greek mythology, as much as I love Greek mythology, my Greek mythology can be a bit rough. And we've got a Newton's cradle here. Oh man, such accurate physics. Okay. And a puzzle box. Aha. Oh shoot, you can rotate the box round as well. Right, so that's something for later. Case journal. Even though I can't send emails while I'm in England, too expensive, I can use my cell phone to surf the web, which reminds me, wonder if there's anything in the web about Blackmoor Manor. Linda Penvillin's mother had the Penvillins invite me to Blackmoor Manor because she wants me to figure out why her daughter has been acting so strangely. Personally, the first thing I'd like to figure out is what that red-eyed thing was that I saw outside when I first arrived. Because I'm a senior detective. I don't need a task list. Oh, right. How meta. Wait, why was that giving me a... That was giving me like a notification that there was something new in it. Okay. Why do I have a notification on the phone? Ah, right. Why stars seem to move. Well, I know the answer to that question is because the Earth rotates, right? But yes. Ah, oh, we're going to use that later for sure. Uh-huh. Right, jolly good. So we can look at things which make us go, oh, we need to like look that up on the internet and go and check it out. Okay, interesting.
Oh, Ethel, do I have to learn this?
Yes, I'm afraid you do.
If I do well, can we play a game?
Yes, but only in French.
Oh.
I'm afraid we're busy.
I need the key.
Oh, forget it. Stay in Italy as long as you want then. Some kind of husband you're proving to be. It's not all in my head. Don't bother.
Well, that's Linda then. Hello, Linda?
Linda? Hi, it's me, Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew, our friendly neighborhood detective. Well, welcome to Blackmoor Manor. I apologize for greeting you under such unusual circumstances.
So, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Well, I feel like... I feel like something really strange is happening.
Could you be more specific?
Could you be more specific?
Could I be more specific? Ah, the ace detective is grilling me for details. I'm tired all the time, my mouth is dry, my vision is blurry. But that's not important. Here's what's important, Nancy.
There's a big dog terrorizing everyone.
There are some doors that should never be opened. There are some doors that hold secrets which must never be known. That's everything you need to know. Now if...
Mummy, can I come in?
No. You're supposed to be in your lessons.
Lessons are over. I want to meet Nancy.
I said no, Jane.
Okay.
That was my stepdaughter. She can be such a pest sometimes. Anyway, I understand you feel an obligation to my mother, but trust me, there's nothing you can do. You're welcome to stay, but I strongly recommend that you go home as soon as possible.
Huh, interesting. Come on, Linda.
Please, Linda, just tell me what's wrong. Linda? Okay, I'll let you rest. But I'll be back. I'm here for you if you need me.
Okay. Can we find... Is there anything else of interest in this room? So this is the stepdaughter's room, right?
Hi, you
Hello.
must be Nancy. I'm so pleased you're here. I'm Jane. I know you've come to visit my stepmom, but I'd love it if you could pop by whenever you get the chance. Oh, we'll have such fun. Let's play a game.
As long as your game doesn't involve poisoning your stepmother. Yeah, not right now, kid. I got detective work to do.
Sure,
now,
Jane.
what would you like
to play?
Let's play this card game I found in your room. Actually, it's Bridget's room. I mean, it used to be her room. I mean, she died like 300 years ago.
Okay.
You can see a painting of her in the Great Hall. She's the one with the telescope.
Told you it was a
Okay,
telescope.
so you have to match up a pair of constellations. I made all the matches in 25 tries. Try to beat my record.
Okay. So, Aquila, Crater, Corvus, Musca, Cygnus, Cassiopeia, Corona. Aha. Cygnus was here. Telescopium. Right, Corvus was... No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Curious. Oh, that was a lucky guess. Scutum. Lyra. Columba. Aquila. Corona. Right, Corona's up there. Crater's there. Aquila. Lyra. Corvus must be that one then.
You beat my score.
Did we do it?
Felicitations.
That
Thank
was
you.
fun, but I'd like to ask you some questions.
Sure, what do you want to know? About Mummy? I mean, Linda. I do hope you'll help. She's been a bit out of sorts lately.
When did she
When
start
did she
getting
start
sick?
getting sick?
I was playing in Mummy's room when she wasn't there, and when I looked up, there was a lady, all dressed in black, putting something on Mummy's nightstand.
Uh-huh.
The woman left something?
The lady put a note on Mummy's nightstand, but I didn't read it. That's when Mummy started feeling poorly. I don't want to think about that. Let's play a game. It will cheer me up.
Maybe later.
Not right now, but maybe later.
You can come in any time you want, even if I'm not here. I've got some really smashing things. I'm so happy you've come, Nancy. I hope you can make Mummy feel better.
Capital idea. We shall see you later, though. What do we have here, then?
That's my family tree. Ask me anything about anyone. Go on, ask me.
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe later. I tell you what, this definitely seems like the kind of game where I need to be, like, writing notes, doesn't it? Unfortunately, because this game doesn't work in windowed mode, I can't actually have my notebook up at the same time, which is a little bit awkward. Not gonna lie. Monsters.
Nigel gave that to me when I was in the library once. I think he was hoping it would scare me, but it didn't. I'm too smart to believe in that sort of stuff.
So, werewolves, lycanthropy. So is Linda turning into a werewolf? Is that going to be the twist at the end? I don't know. I don't know if... Is Nancy Drew supernatural? Because, like, Sherlock Holmes always has, like... For as much as it talks about, like, oh yeah, you need to, like, logic out the problems and stuff, like, Sherlock Holmes had a pretty healthy dose of, like, some pretty supernatural stuff in it as well. Well, not always. Like, I'm kind of thinking like the young Sherlock Holmes movie had that CGI stained glass window. Oh wait, do you know what? Actually, am I thinking about young Indiana Jones? I might actually be getting confused there. Okay, right. There's something we can read later about various mythological creatures. We also have a letter here. This is an introduction to runes. They're a set of symbols that came to Britain with the ancient Germanic people who immigrated to the country around 450. They were used throughout Northern Europe during the Dark Ages, which lasted from about 500 to 1500. Because these symbols were used for writing amongst other things, they can be termed an alphabet. The original runic alphabet was made of 24 symbols and is known as the Elder Fathark. The first 6 runes spell out the word Fathark. The runes were comprised of straight lines, so they could be easily cut into wood or stone.
I used that to make cakes for Lulu the parrot. That's why the ingredients are so nasty. Like, I would eat mealworms.
Mealworms. Ugh. Do you mind if I make something?
Go right ahead.
Okay, but like, what would I make? Okay, let's not worry about that right now.
Who's this?
That's my mum, my real mum. She's an opera singer. It's not like she's famous or anything, but she does live in Paris.
Fancy.
What is this book?
This is casually
Don't know,
read
really.
your diary.
Ethel gave it to me. She said it belonged to my grandfather. Do you think Brady Armstrong is cute?
Who's that? Okay. Is that just the reverse? Yeah, that's just the reverse of what's on this page. And then we've got some symbols around the dragon. This kind of looks like alchemy stuff, doesn't it? Interesting. Puccini.
That was written by Charles Penvillin way back in like the 1500s. When I read it, it seemed really familiar, you know?
As the moon rises upon thee, fear not, but draw upon the strength of absent friends and toast to their memories in happiness and wonder. With the stalwart heart of a knight, let charity be thy guiding angel. Stay firm in knowledge as a dedicated geometer, and fear not the ravages of Father Time. For, dear child, as you learn the lessons of folly, the secrets of this world shall dawn in thy soul. That is quite an ornate door. Wow, 2 desks in your room. This is just decadent.
I totally love that show. Isn't Brady Armstrong so dreamy? Total hottie.
4 Petunia Highway, the Heartthrob channel.
You had a guinea pig?
Yes, but it died.
When?
I don't know. I'd really rather not think about it, all right?
Okay.
Looks like you're learning some interesting stuff.
Bet you wouldn't say that if you were the one who had to learn it.
Topics to be covered this month. Regular lessons from 6 till 2. Bridget Penvillin. Biography, interests, learn, sing, discuss, The Ballad of Bridget. French, workbook, pages 85 to 105. Present simple, past and future verb conjugations. Être, aimer, avoir, finir, dire. French history, 18th century. And then Latin. Second declension nouns. Per filius cantus vir convivium. History of the Roman Colosseum. Science, gravity and the weight of objects, winter star constellations, northern hemisphere. Maths, geometry, pages 46 to 59. Algebra, pages 78 to 94. English, read, discuss. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Write 2 analyses of characters from Dickens's book. Art projects. Draw Bridget's favourite star constellations. Draw and colour most favourite character from Dickens' book. Draw and colour least favourite character from Dickens' book. Create an illustration for the Ballad of Bridget. Wow, that is a busy day of learning. That really is. Okay. Shall we try and make our way to the conservatory gradually? We've met 2 of our hosts. We should really stop being quite... Hello? Did this one just blink at me?
Oh, you startled me. You must be Nancy. I'm Jane's tutor, Ethel.
How do you do?
How do you do? Jane is very excited you're visiting. You're all she's talked about for the past week.
Okay.
Wow, I feel so embarrassed. I didn't think I'd have a fan club all the way over here.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, but I'm in a bit of a rush. I need to go over some things with Jane.
Oh, I guess I'll be going then.
Well, we were
pleasure
already
meeting you,
going.
Nancy. Our paths will cross again, I'm sure.
Why are you poisoning Linda? Okay. Okay, we have, well, a whole other area of the corridor here. The conservatory is going to be on the...
There goes my cell phone. Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Mrs. Petrov. How is everything? Have you seen Linda yet?
Literally, no.
Literally speaking, no, but I did talk to her. Not that she told me anything.
I'm just about at my wit's end. I've never known her to act like this. The last doctor that examined her said that aside from a little dry skin, which is not unusual for her, she was perfectly fine.
Why is she hiding behind that curtain?
I have no idea. When I was out there last week, I got fed up and pulled the curtain back. She threw a fit, but otherwise she looked absolutely normal. A little pale, perhaps, but who wouldn't be pale, cooped up like that? Something has changed her. Something in that house. Hugh is just as bewildered and upset by her behavior as I am. Please get to the bottom of this, Nancy. You're our last hope.
Hang on, I got a bit of a problem. I can't select the bottom... Oh no, wait. Oh, very good. She's looking pale. And hidden by a curtain, eh? I tell you what, right, I want to make a prediction right now, and it would be absolutely wild to have it correct. But do I want to put a flag on the hill straight away? I don't know. I mean, so obviously there's the Book of Monsters, which was mummies, vampires, werewolves, and witches, right? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Who exactly is Mrs. Drake?
Who exactly is Mrs. Drake?
She's Hugh's aunt. She's taken care of Blackmoor Manor ever since her brother died. He was Hugh's father. She's a bit of a character.
In what way?
The way she spends all her time in that conservatory, slouching around, trowel in hand, murmuring to herself. You'd think she was burying something. Or somebody.
Well, we know where Hugh is.
Where is Hugh?
He was called to Rome.
Paris?
As a diplomat, he's always being called out of the country without warning and without any say in the matter. He'd much rather be there with Linda. Although
what?
It's just that Hugh said it hasn't been very easy for him to talk to her lately. Whenever he calls, which is at least once a day, Linda always seems to fly off the handle for no reason, which doesn't make sense. Linda has always been extremely level-headed and even-tempered. She never gets angry. At least she didn't used to.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petroff.
Goodbye, Nancy. Oh, one more thing. My niece is on call and her husband's out of town, and I told her I'd go over there and babysit if she had to work. So if you call and I don't answer, that's why. Bye.
Didn't ask for your life story, Mrs. Petroff, but good to know. Like, you have your own life, you've got your own life, I've got my own life, it's all fine. Okay, we've got some coats of arms in the corner over there. Ooh, more coats of arms over here. We have a knight that's missing a head.
Looks like a piece is missing.
That's going to factor in later. Oh, this guy doesn't have a coat of arms. How sad for him. Okay, I would suggest the conservatory is probably... Well, the conservatory is going to be along the edge of the house somewhere, right? Probably this one. Nice. Oh, that is not a conservatory. That is a full-blown winter garden. Oof. This is a face of extreme jealousy. Like, that's... It reminds me quite a bit of a Temperate House or something at Kew. It's kind of a bit like how, you know, if you've got a room with 3 or 4 bookshelves next to each other, you might call it a library. But of course, if you're really rich, then what you do is you have a room with bookcases on top and bottom of each other, and you call it your reading nook, right? That's a Blueprints reference for you. What do we got here?
Doesn't work.
No. We have a drained fountain. A giant
A
pitcher
carnivorous
plant.
plant. Cool.
Yeah. Bonk.
All settled in?
Hello.
Good. I'm happy that you're visiting Linda, but I know how much you teenagers like your televisions and loud stereos, so I
Yes,
must
we're all rock
insist that
music
you act
here.
respectfully and civilly while you stay with us. Since my nephew Hugh is away on business, I am in charge of this household. And if there's one thing I cannot stand, it's noise. Hugh's daughter Jane is staying with us and would very much like to meet you, but please try not to distract her. She has her studies and mustn't be disturbed during her lessons.
Okay. So should
Is
we ask
anyone
who
else
else is
staying
staying
here?
here? Probably
We do not
just
have
the
any
teacher.
permanent house staff, if that's
Oh,
what you
okay.
mean.
Mhm.
The Penvillans have always been self-reliant. We get on quite well without being continuously mollycoddled by a squadron of insipid, gossiping ne'er-do-wells. Now, we do have two other house guests. Are Mr. Nigel Mukherjee, who is researching the Penvillan family history in the library, and Ethel Bossany, Jane's tutor.
So hang on, wait. So who is she then? Or did she say we don't have any other house staff? She works here, right?
Do you know what's wrong with Linda?
Oh, Linda simply needs some time to adjust to her new living situation. England is not the United States. We do things differently, or should I say properly, here. The doctor believes it's just a case of nerves.
I think you mean we do things proper. Her
mother told me she refuses to let anyone see her. Is that true?
I don't know, and the doctors don't know. No one seems to know anything. All I've been told is that Linda is unwell and that in her stead, I must look after matters. Now please, I really do not have time to entertain you. You may have the run of the house, but do not break anything, and refrain from mucking about with items that aren't yours. Two rules Jane seems incapable of following. And before I forget, our kitchen is being remodeled, so our dining situation is rather unorthodox. I've made arrangements with a local restaurant to deliver meals to us. There should be a programmed number for them on the phone in your room. Feel free to order whatever you'd like.
Okay.
The picture book in Jane's room. Do you know much about its history?
My brother Alan found it somewhere in the house. He was quite fascinated by it, but he'd never let me look at it.
What was your brother Alan like?
He was quite remarkable. He taught linguistics and computer science and won many prestigious awards. He loved games, especially pranks, and was forever tinkering with this and that. I do miss him sometimes, but now he's gone. He died a month after my husband passed away, and ever since I've been here all alone. Until Hugh came back from the United States, that is.
I'm concerned about that thing I saw outside.
It was purely your imagination, unless you saw a stray dog. But I will not countenance any histrionics about this issue. We have enough to worry about with Linda. And please do not get any ideas about going outside to investigate. I do not want you tracking mud all over this house.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good evening.
It looked like there was a piece of paper by her, didn't it? Yeah, okay. And what do we have
Do you have
here?
allergies, Mrs. Drake?
Oh, yes. Hay fever. Although I'm not at all sure what's worse. My allergies or that medication. It makes me feel as if I'm about to float right out of my shoes.
Messing with her plants is probably not a good idea.
I agree. Okay, so we've spoken to the pitcher plant.
Who's ready for some nummies?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Not to you, dear.
No, the plant. Interesting.
Looks like John Penvellyn may have developed some of the plants that are in here himself.
What a curious opening, though. Because, yeah, it's definitely not... I mean, admittedly, you know, we're playing it in senior investigator mode, but it's definitely not giving you a very clear, okay, go here, do this, do this, do this. You know? I mean, there's plenty of the house still to explore, of course, but I don't see an obvious, like, primary initial objective.
I wonder what happened in there.
Please stay out of the kitchen until the fire damage is repaired. Very well. In recognition of Bridget Penvellyn, sponsor of the Essex Cricket Club, 1751. Oh, something's on the blower. More internet browsing. Healthy diet for parrots and Roman numerals. Very well. Why would we need to... Oh. Well, I suppose we are making something in the Easy Bake Oven, is it? Oh, it's an Alzara machine. Hello. What are we doing here, then? I don't know. Cleo? There's no instructions. I'm not 100% sure what it's expecting us to do. Maybe there'll be an explanation later. Hello.
Ah, yes. Are you here from the agency? It's about time.
Agency?
Agency?
Oh, dear. You're not the typist from the spiffy specialty agency, are you? Well, how do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you. My name's Nancy Drew. Are you visiting Blackmoor Manor?
I'm researching the Penvellyn family, and Mrs. Drake has graciously opened the library for me. Nothing much has been written about the Penvellyns. Until now.
Why do you think that is?
It might
Very
have
secretive.
something to do with their scandalous history. Or perhaps it has something to do with the family treasure.
Family treasure?
For centuries, the Penvellyns have been very secretive. Some believe they're protectors of a fabulous treasure, or of some dark secret. There are several skeletons rattling about in the Penvellyn closet. Take, for example, Eleanor Penvellyn, tried and convicted of witchcraft in 1650. Quite the height of the witch trials here in Essex. It was rumoured that Cromwell arranged the conviction.
But she wasn't actually a witch. What?
But she wasn't actually a witch?
Who knows? Lady Penvellyn was a rather vocal critic of Cromwell's policies, and helped many of his enemies flee the country. Whether she actually was a practitioner of witchcraft is unknown, although many visitors to the manor during her tenure reported hearing strange, ghostly bells. Some even saw phantom hands floating about the manor, tolling their charmed chimes.
When I arrived here, I saw some kind of creature with red eyes outside.
Perhaps it was the Blackmoor Beast.
What's that?
It's a story that's been told for generations out here. During the 1600s, many of the villagers reported seeing a strange beast with red eyes and giant fangs prowling the moors. They asked the mistress of Blackmoor Manor, Eleanor Penvellyn, to put a bounty on the beast's head. But, oddly enough, she not only refused, she forbade anyone from hunting the creature. It was rumored that the beast was
like
Eleanor's husband, whom she had cursed for finding out too much about the Penvellyn secret.
Who are all those paintings of in the Great Hall?
Those are the Penvillans who owned Blackmoor Manor at one time or another.
Have you seen any runes anywhere in the manor?
You mean like Norse runes? No, I haven't. I don't really know much about them anyway. Dead languages aren't really my bag, you know?
They're not really my bag.
You mentioned some kind of scandal with the Penvillan family?
Well, having a family member burned as a witch can hardly be considered a mark of pride, I dare say. And then there's the whole business with the Blackmoor beast.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Farewell. Fascinating piece, isn't it? James Penvillan sculpted it in 1591, although it appears that wand was added at a later date. He was quite a flamboyant figure and never married, but one day a child appeared quite mysteriously in the castle, and he took her in as his own. That was Eleanor, and many of the townfolk believed her to be a changeling or fairy baby.
There's a lot to this game, isn't there? Like, there's a lot in it. It's definitely presenting you with a lot of different things to kind of be like, should I be keeping notes about that? Should I be keeping notes about that?
I'm researching Philippe Penvillan, and it appears that many scholars believe he was a pirate. That would explain his source of wealth.
Old manuscripts, 14th, 15th
Those manuscripts
century.
are very old and brittle. They date back to the 14th century. Odo Penvillan collected most of them. His father, Randolph, and son Milo were rather more interested in military victories than in book collecting.
Law books, 16th
I doubt you'll
century.
find much of interest in there. They're mainly law books. Charles Penvillan was a prominent judge in the 16th century. Sad to say, he lost his son at a young age, left his estate to his grandson, Thomas.
Okay, there's only 2 sets of shelves there. I guess this is more search terms for us. Beast of Blackmoor. In 1557, sheep herders reported seeing a creature with gleaming red eyes, the head and fur of a wolf and the body of a human on the moonlit moors. It certainly sounds like a werewolf, doesn't it? But this kind of seems a little bit too obvious. The sightings continued off and on for decades afterwards, sometimes accompanied by reports of missing dogs, cats and lambs. In 1650, when the owner of Blackmoor Manor was tried and later burned at the stake for witchcraft, the number of sightings skyrocketed. The beast continued to be spotted on a fairly regular basis through the mid-18th century, but after that was rarely seen. The last reported sighting was May 1990. That's like fairly recent, to be honest. Okay, we've got a computer there, which may well have an internet connection. 2 more sets.
Those are mainly
of
Penelope
books.
Penvillan's collections of French novels. She was a patron to a raft of artists, and her salon was quite popular. She was quite the libertine, even kept her maiden name after her marriage.
Scandalous. Okay. So, really good introduction to the game. You know, there's a lot to explore. We've got a computer which we'll look at, and we have another corridor upstairs to go and look at. We can certainly still also try the outside, but then we might have actually tried out most of the doors. Where are the puzzles? Right? It's like we've been getting a lot of information. Family trees, runes, constellations, like lesson plans. We've been getting a lot of data. We've not had a lot of opportunity to put any of that anywhere yet. So we're going to continue exploring, but we're going to continue exploring next episode. So if you enjoyed this episode and you want to be notified when the next one drops, do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will see you next week for another episode of Nancy Drew and the Curse of Blackmoor Manor. Bye for now.